What's up, wrestle fans? Welcome to week 10 of the Wednesday Night War podcast. 2 screens, 1 gym. What's up, Warheads? It's week 10, Wednesday Night War. Brett, how you feeling?
I'll give you a little health update on me right now. I hope I sound better than I did last week, because I was pretty shitty last week.
Well, you were on all kinds of pills last week.
Yeah, I definitely was. Well, that happened to continue over the Thanksgiving break. Today's really, probably the first day I'm seeing a difference in how I feel, for sure. Yeah, I still feel like a little shit, so I apologize if I'm a little stuffy and my voice happens to crack out a little bit. Sorry, y'all.
Don't cough into the microphone.
I'll try not to. How was your turkey day, man?
Turkey day was good. Yours?
Good, man.
It's turkey?
Yeah.
Turkey?
Well, I ate a lot of turkey.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't eat a ton on Thanksgiving.
No?
No.
You're not a big turkey guy?
I mean, I like it. That's not that I don't like it. I just don't eat a ton. I don't know why. I save lots of room for pie.
What kind of pie do you have?
Pecan pie.
Okay.
Michelle makes the best pecan pie in the world.
She does.
Yeah.
Her pecan pie is
Yeah, it's
really
the best.
good.
That's what I look forward to.
Yeah. Shout out to my sister. She made a really good dinner.
Good. Shout out Brett's sister.
Yeah. Shout out.
Thanks for listening.
Hey, happy birthday tomorrow. By
Oh,
the way.
look at that.
I'm gonna drop another little one. My 12-year-old nephew who listens to the show, he turned 12 yesterday. So
all right.
Happy birthday, Tyler.
Oh, good. We should probably watch our language.
Nah, he's heard worse.
Shit, fuck, piss.
Well, he's heard worse now.
All right. So AEW news. We're gonna get into this. We got lots to talk about. We're gonna get into so much.
Yeah, we sure are.
From athletic commissions to stupid-looking dragon jackets to weird droning on wrestling shows to boot tassels to hair cutting to how many goth stables can anybody possibly have in one promotion.
It was a week.
It was a week.
Yeah.
I think there's plenty of hate in my heart, and there's probably plenty of hate in this episode.
If you got hate in your heart, let it out.
The hate is in my heart. All right, so AEW news. Because we recorded early last week, we're going to go over the ratings real quick because it was kind of a milestone.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely worth talking about.
Yeah. So just not this week, the week prior's ratings, NXT regained the lead with 810,000 viewers to AEW 663. That's a big old gap.
Yeah, I think I read it was like a 25% drop from the previous week.
Which is huge. I was very concerned about that. Even had mentioned to you, that's a fire they're probably going to have to put out.
Yeah, and it seemed like their tactic,
at
least from the network anyway, was putting out that weird bogus commercial, basically saying the quotes, the not full quotes from newspapers, being like, AEW punishes NXT and dominates them. And
the rumor is that AEW didn't want to do that. That TNT did that.
Hey, they're your network.
Yeah,
you gotta listen. I guess
I agree.
I don't think I would have done it just because it's weird and the whole we're trying to run our own race but not really thing.
I mean, listen, this podcast is the Wednesday Night War, right? And it's definitely a thing that's happening. Maybe not as heated as the Monday nights were. But AEW guys like to say, "Oh, it's not competition. We're not worried about them. We're just here to do the best." And it's like, you're worried about them, guys. Come on, you're not doing this to not beat WWE.
It's wrestling. Of course
to paraphrase Dusty Rhodes in the story that DDP always tells, is that if you're not in it for the championship, what the hell are you doing it for? And that's just the thing. If you're not there to beat WWE, to slay the dragon, if you will, then why even, what are you doing? It's, of course, every wrestler wants to be on WrestleMania. Every wrestler wants to headline WrestleMania. Everybody, of course, you want to try and knock Vince McMahon down a couple pegs. TNT just took it in their own hands a little bit.
Yeah, I was, super surprised when I saw that commercial. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That wasn't there before.
Yeah. All right, so that's that. We'll get to the ratings for this week later on, where they usually are, and maybe we'll be shocked.
Maybe.
Well, you won't be. But yeah, so that was a big drop. AEW still did win in the 18 whatever.
Yeah, I think it's like 18 to 48 demo.
Whatever. They still won that, but very, very minorly. So the old fogies are watching WWE.
The old fogies.
And the young hip kids are watching AEW, getting their good young millennial wrestling headlined by a 50-year-old cokehead.
Allegedly.
Alleged cokehead Chris Topher, as Soul Train Jones tried to say the other night. All right, so what else we got? What do we got doing here? Athletic Commission.
Yeah, apparently this was from, was it from their, what was the show in Baltimore? Full Gear?
Yeah.
With the big Moxley Omega quasi-death match. Yeah. And I don't know how true this is. Somebody said former WCW announcer Chris Cruz
allegedly
apparently brought it up to the commission about blood.
You're not allowed to bleed in that state.
No, which I'm kind of surprised by that.
Well, Athletic Commission's weird with wrestling. I remember going to Ring of Honor and CZW and the Frank Talent days of Athletic Commissions. Whoa. And, there was some times where stuff got a little uneasy over what they were going to allow and not allow. So,
and I don't know if this is going to correlate because it's technically, I guess, a combat sport. I don't know how states define wrestling. I wonder how it is with MMA.
Yeah,
because my God, there's blood everywhere in that.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
Do they run MMA?
I was about to say I don't even know if it's legal there.
I don't know.
I feel like New York was the last one to legalize it, but I don't know. That's something I'll have to look up. Yeah. But still, that's like a weird thing. I don't think anything's gonna come of it.
No, if Tony Khan's got to grease a palm, he's got to grease a palm, or they got to pay the doctor more, or whatever.
Yeah,
but. I know it's a thing. I know there's some rule with no wrestler can simulate blood or whatever and ends the match and blah, blah, blah. But, I don't know. Who cares? I don't care. Really.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going to come of it. It's just kind of like a weird, that happened.
Yeah, very much so. Just a thing. So anyway, if anything comes from that, we'll get back to it. But how long is it going to take to investigate? Watch the pay-per-view. The guy's bleeding. It should have been stopped.
That's all you got to see.
Yeah, that's it. And the other thing, I guess really the last news, is AEW's pay-per-view deal.
Yeah, so they apparently... is it still called On Demand or In Demand?
One of those two.
I don't remember.
iPhone, e-phone, I don't know.
I just remember, I used to watch the Howard Stern show In Demand when it went to Sirius.
Wow.
Dude, I used to love that.
I used to watch on the E! Network.
See, the E! Network
I'm older
era,
than you.
You are, but all right, so I watched the E! Network era too because it used to come on at 11 or 11:30
Yeah,
at night.
and you can watch blurred out boobies.
Exactly. Yeah. That was perfect. I miss that era, Stern. Anyway, they signed a deal, I think through 2021 for one quarterly pay-per-view every year. So that puts you at 4 pay-per-views.
4 pay-per-views.
Now, I don't know if they may say, we'll work around it and just run shit exclusively on BR Live or through Fight. But I would imagine, hey, if you're only going to run 4 a year, that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Go off the old WWF model, the Big 4. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, and then they can get in your houses and...
Exactly,
Cody can call, At Your Home.
Okay.
AEW presents At Your Home.
Oh, man, I'm trying to think of something for, Clash of the Champions. Now, WWE owns that, though. He doesn't own that, so never mind.
No.
That can't come of that. He'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good number.
4. I'm happy with that.
Especially if you're charging $50 a pop.
If they're doing $50 a pop. That's still paying $200 a year for AEW pay-per-views. And
that's a lot.
After the shows this week, they owe me money. So.
Yeah, let's get into the shows this week.
Dark. We'll start with Dark.
Yes, Tuesday Night Dark.
Tuesday Night Dark.
So
they should just for the hell of it put it 3 extra R's in Dark.
Or just call it Tuesday Night Lightning or something to counter Thursday Night Thunder.
No.
What, dude? Thunder was great.
All right, well, this is the last episode of this podcast. Thanks for listening.
Just put them all up on the network. Go back and relive Kevin Nash on commentary.
Well.
Yeah, Kevin Nash, baby.
Nash. He got it in early.
So, Dark starts
Speaking
off...
of on commentary.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, Dark starts off... we see Nyla Rose powerbomb Shanna through the table backstage, who was originally supposed to be on commentary.
She's at like a meet and greet, and Nyla shows up and beats her up.
Yeah.
It didn't look like a meet and greet. It looked like a staged backstage segment.
Jimmy Havoc was also just like hanging out, I guess.
Well,
it was just,
he is a liability.
That is true. So we get Nyla on commentary. Oh joy, oh me, oh my.
Well,
first match starts. We have Jimmy Havoc going up against Brandon Cutler.
Yeah. The aforementioned stupid dragon jacket.
When I saw like what it was, I was just like, oh, hooray. Like, this is going to be...
He's got a new gimmick. Listen, the guy is just pretty bland. He was... We had talked in the past before about, him being... His gimmick is I'm friends with the Young Bucks. So now he's painted his face.
Yeah, his War Raider experience.
And got a dragon jacket. And now he's no longer the guy that's friends with the Young Bucks. He's now the guy who dresses like a dragon that's friends like the Young Bucks.
I mean...
He's the guy who played D&D with the Young Bucks.
There's only one dragon in the world of professional wrestling, and it's not Super Dragon, and that's Dragon.
All right. Well,
so do we have a Brandon Cutler versus Dragon feud?
I mean, I can make a phone call. So Cutler versus Jimmy Havoc.
Yeah.
Jimmy Havoc got fined.
Yeah, Jimmy got the win
staple gun with thing. But last week they fined him for the Battle Royal.
Yeah, they fined him.
Yeah, $10,000.
Oh yes,
which I'm sure that's yeah. AEW's paying Jimmy Havoc a ton of money.
Well, I don't know. I've heard reports of Tony Khan having a lot of buyer's remorse. So I would say so too, my friend. Jimmy got the win. It went like 8 minutes. It existed.
No, I'm not.
No,
we're talking this one out.
Oh, the floor is yours.
We're talking this one out. All right. So, we got Brandon Cutler coming out looking like God of War in a weird dragon fetish leather jacket.
Ew.
We got Jimmy Havoc coming out, and I was worried for him in the beginning when he came out because I looked at his face and I was like, "Oh no, he's got the same black eyes that Kenny Omega had." Somebody popped him in the face twice.
Did he have an unaired match with Moxley?
So I was really worried about his eyes. And then they reveal that they find Jimmy Havoc for the staples, and I'm like, this is a gimmick. So like, he's still gonna do it, but he's gonna get fined every time. But like, your gimmick is I'm taking away your gimmick. I'm taking away the only thing you have over in this company.
But remember, it's not a stapler. It was a new age toaster, according to Nyla Rose.
Let's listen. All right, I'm gonna go even further back.
Go off.
Listen to the earlier episodes. We were both pretty high on Nyla Rose in the beginning.
Yep.
Not so much anymore.
Nope.
And well, I mean, and the good thing is now that she's suspended for the rest of 2018. So
yeah, it only took them 3 times to undo that tweet today. Good job, social media manager.
Great job, guys. So also in this match, camera cuts.
Yes,
they were cutting the camera every half a second to try and catch moves. It was turnbuckle to side to other side, back to turnbuckle. It was so hard to watch. It was ridiculous. I don't know if they were doing it to hide mistakes between these two. I don't know. Insanity.
They do it every week on Dark, though. If you notice, Dark is like heavily cut together.
And then Excalibur trying his best to make Nyla at all reasonable on commentary.
Yeah.
Making the you said duty joke. She was referencing D&D because of Cutler, plugging random podcasts.
Yeah, that was weird.
Very weird.
No free ads.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Very weird. And then, at the end of it, they get that piece with Jimmy Havoc in the back.
Yeah, well, at the end, he stapled a check to Cutler's head.
Yes.
And then, I don't know who, this guy is, but he's been on, as backstage management. I have no...
Sure.
I don't know who he is. But he just told him, you're going to get fined again. And he's like, oh, here's my check. And he's like, if you knew I'm a liability.
If you signed me, you signed a liability, which is maybe not the meaning that he had, but I laughed at that because I was like, yeah, they did. Well, they absolutely did. There's a lot of liabilities in this company.
And he kind of referenced that thing where he's like, I'm going to get drunk in bars and fight people. I wish Excalibur would have cut in just I beat your ass, dude.
Yeah, you are 100% a liability, and so are a lot of other people. Very weird.
Yeah.
And again, we've talked about Jimmy Havoc in the past. I don't have a problem with Jimmy Havoc. I don't think he could be himself in this company properly.
He's toned down in this company.
It's just not the place for him. I'm glad he's there, but it's not the place for him.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he gets paid $1 million. I really do, but like, yeah, it's just you got to take the reins off the guy a little bit. Yeah. Next match, because there was just a bunch of recap shit. Next match, we had Sonny Kiss going up against Sean Spears with Tully.
Tully Blanchard.
So this went like 4 minutes. It was a glorified squash. Spears beat Sonny.
You ready for this?
Oh damn!
I came up with this, and you're gonna praise me as a genius.
Oh boy, a wrestling genius?
It's not Sean. No, I have the body type of a wrestling genius.
Oh damn!
Not Sean Spears, but Jan Spears, because he puts me to sleep.
I wish I had like a button I could push for like a
wah,
zany
wah.
fucking shock jock radio shit.
You know, weird match, just a squash. They're trying everything they possibly can do to get Spears over. Even though the crowd seems to like Sonny Kiss, every time he's been out, they've wanted more. The weird thing, I'll bring it up. I wasn't sure if I was going to bring it up, but I'm going to. Nylon commentary says, Sean Spears has Tully in his corner. Who does Sonny Kiss have? Tinkerbell?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that's a weird statement.
Well, she was really weird on commentary.
It's terrible. And, whatever it is, everything that could possibly go into it, it's just in the state of wrestling, that's a really weird, almost offensive statement. I'm not offended by it, but I was just like, that's a weird thing to just say.
It's just a weird...
It's an odd thing, Sonny Kiss out, very positive about that whole, his entire sort of sexuality and whatnot. To say that Tinkerbell, and growing up, that was a term you used to make fun of someone who, if you wanted to, oh, you're gay, Tinkerbell. So to say that, I was just like, that's an odd thing to say. And then Tully gets involved at the end with the spike pile driver.
So
old man Tully.
I'm gonna say a controversial opinion.
Oh, you're gonna say you don't like Tully Blanchard?
No, I fucking love Tully Blanchard.
All right. Okay.
If they kept Sean Spears in matches like this, I would enjoy the hell out of them.
Okay.
Because I actually enjoyed it.
All right.
I was like, you know what? Like, I thought the thing where Sonny hit the twerk and then Sean hit the weird ass flex.
That was funny. Sure.
I was like, all right, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And the crowd started chanting 10 at him and he just flipped him the double birds.
But he had his thumb sticking out, and I hate that.
No, that's the way to do it.
That's not the way to do it. No, that's nonsense.
I wish we had video,
it's
right?
It's nonsense. No. It's the worst way.
That's the best way.
No, it's not. Get out of my house.
But I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was like,
all right, good for you.
I don't know why. It just for some reason I was just like, it's only 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like a glorified squash. He looked good. It was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just liked it.
He convinces me every week that he belongs on the middle of AEW Dark.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna like anything of his over 5 minutes, but this to me, I'm like, it was inoffensive.
Yeah.
Plus, after the match, they hit the spike pile driver on the floor, so it was fun. After this, we had that fun.
Segment you're talking about, the next segment.
Of course, I'm going to. Go ahead.
All right. So usually in this spot, sorry to interrupt you, but
you're okay.
I got more funny jokes.
Interrupt me, brother.
So this is usually from undesirable to undeniable. Cody Rhodes subtly buries the WWE segment. The past 2 weeks we haven't had Cody for these. So this segment was Jungle Boy gets a parasite.
Essentially, yes.
This segment was Jungle Boy drinking from a river.
It definitely was.
It's I was like, Jungle Boy just got cholera? With diphtheria, probably. I don't know. But you don't drink river water, Jungle Boy.
No.
You're just drinking American river water? That's 90% oil.
Oh, it's turning my stomach just thinking about it.
Ew, it's terrible. It's all coal runoff, old aerosol containers, and chemical waste.
And then you had Luchasaurus chewing on leaves where I don't know where that was.
Yeah, you're gonna get poison sumac on the inside of your mouth. Good luck with that, pal.
Like, you're already out because of the hamstring. Now you have sumac poisoning.
It's insane.
Like, damn,
it's
dude.
just insane. You can't itch your esophagus. Stop eating random trees.
And then, like, Marco was, like, playing around in tires or some shit. I'm like, dude, you're going to get stuck.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
What the fuck is
going
going on?
All three of them got tetanus.
Yeah,
they weren't in a jungle.
really fucking weird.
Outside an industrial park. It's insane.
Like, that shit was shot in, like, Richmond, Virginia or
It's
something.
ridiculous.
Like, it was weird. It was funny, but weird.
Just saw Jungle Boy drinking out of the river, and I'm
Yeah,
like, ugh.
yeah.
Oh, that's how you get cholera. That's
Enjoy
awful.
those diseases.
Yeah, good luck.
Main
Like
event.
tapeworm.
Main event time.
Yep.
We had Santana and Ortiz going up against Marco and Jungle Boy.
Yes.
This went like 14 minutes.
I liked it a lot.
Did you?
I did.
Good.
It drug in the middle.
It did.
But I liked it.
I had trouble getting through.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
I
it
like
might
this.
have
We're a
been.
little split on the show. I'm happy about
I
this.
think it might have been partially because I was a little medicated.
Okay.
And I didn't
Yeah.
start watching this till like 11:30 at night
Okay.
on Tuesday, and might have been a little in and
Yeah.
out.
So I'll tell you. I'll explain to you why I liked it. I'll defend my position. So
You said that very stoically.
right off the bat, Santana and Ortiz worked Marco the right way. And we've had these
They did.
conversations in the past where when they worked the Lucha Brothers, when Luchasaurus first got hurt, Pentagon and Rey Fenix sold for Marco. They still powerhoused him a little bit. On pins, they would throw him a little further than a normal person.
But
They made his attacks look like they hurt. They treated him like a wrestler, albeit a little smaller. They worked him. Then Janela worked him, and Janela was doing the no-sells and the catching him and the King Kong Bundy spots. And you're like, you're not that much bigger than him, dude. So right away, Santana and Ortiz were letting him be a little bit faster, a little bit sneakier, selling his stuff. Maybe it still took 2 hits for them to sell like a normal hit from somebody else, but they were still selling his stuff.
Yeah.
They treated him like he belonged in that ring. And, my rant from the bunch of episodes ago about Marco, I really think if he's in that ring, if you're in the ring with somebody and you respect that person as a wrestler, then you need to do that. Your job as a wrestler is to look good and make your opponent look good.
I agree.
And they helped Marco look really good. So I really like that. But they were still doing the arrogant pins because he's little. They were still tossing him around because he's little. But they didn't make him look cheap. And I think that's a really good thing, a really smart thing for them to do. And I love Santana and Ortiz. So also the other thing that will put me completely over the top on this match is Ortiz's back rake.
Oh yeah, it's great.
He hits the rake. He turns to the camera, gives out the claws, and does the Karate Master Superstar Billy Graham karate pose.
Now, would you say that the opponents fear the back rake?
No, I wouldn't say that at all. And I don't know what you're talking about. But seriously, you do Karate Master Billy Graham taunts on my television, and you're not Superstar Billy Graham, I won't put up with that shit from Billy Graham. But if you're someone else doing it, I'm there for it.
What did you think about Nyla hissing on commentary as they did it?
It's awful.
I'm here to bring you down.
You are. You're here to
right?
bring me down.
No, I will say the one thing I honestly I did like about it is that they didn't need to hit their finish to win the match.
Yep.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it did drag in the middle. Even when I was watching, I was like, this is good. All right, let's move it on.
Yeah.
And then it got good again towards the end.
Yeah,
But
so they got the win. Afterwards, Sammy Guevara comes out, joins the beatdown.
This stuff I did not like.
Yeah, Luchasaurus comes out to join. Him and Hager kind of had the standoff.
Mm-hmm.
They Inner Circle got the upper hand.
Yeah.
Out come the Bucks.
They let Luchasaurus beat up 3 dudes.
Faces stand tall.
Yeah, and I'm fine. I'm softening the Luchasaurus. It was a lot of let me stand around while he loads his kick. Clearly he's still hurt, so he's taking it kind of easy. A lot of guys standing around, but he took out 3 main members of the Inner Circle by himself. And then got jumped, and then the help came.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have done that. I think that makes the Inner Circle look like shit.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because you want to build Luchasaurus up as the powerhouse. Because I think eventually Hager might wrestle a match. Maybe. Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
But I think you want to build I guess the Hosses of AEW. So it's okay, he has
And their Hosses are 6'5".
Exactly.
Yeah.
They have the potential to take 3 guys out at once.
Yeah.
But numbers game eventually catches up. So I didn't hate it, but like
it was just all awkward.
I feel like I'm already sick of Inner Circle versus like the Elite or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's weird to me.
Yeah.
So
more on that later.
Yes. So that was dark.
That was dark.
We're gonna get right into
overall not a bad dark though. I kind of like
it was better than the show's been lately.
Yeah, definitely.
I will give it that for sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna go right into Dynamite here.
Dynamite.
So show kicks right off. We have Inner Circle, Santana Ortiz and Sammy going up against the Bucks and Dustin goddamn Rhodes.
Yep.
First thing, I'm not even going to talk about the match.
Okay.
The fucking audio issues.
Terrible.
It was terrible all night.
Yeah.
Like right in the beginning of the show, though, it was like cutting out. They kept jacking the levels on the crowd, but then they would quiet the crowd noise, jack the levels on commentary.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, like this is week 10 already. Like,
exactly.
Figure this out.
Growing pains are a thing. I get it. You're positioning yourself as a direct competition to WWE. Not that they don't make mistakes. I've seen them make plenty of mistakes over the years.
Of course.
And they've also been at it for a lot longer. And growing pains are a thing. But you're in week 10, you got to get this ironed out because that is... If Dustin wasn't in this match, I don't know that I would have been able to sit through it. I watched this second, and my love of Dustin Rhodes, and the fact that he is a 50-year-old man.
Yeah, he's in his 50s.
Outshining everyone in that ring.
He made everybody look... I mean, he did his job because he made them look better, but he also made them look bad at the same time,
he's arguably the best wrestler in the company.
Yeah.
The dude is... He's the natural. He's such an appropriate
He was
name.
like extra motivated last night.
With one arm, because his arm is still broken. He has the cast.
Yes.
He didn't use the cast as a weapon, which is a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah.
If you have a cast on your arm...
He's a babyface.
I don't care.
I'm with you.
You have a cast on your arm. You Cowboy Bob Orton that to everybody.
1,000%.
But yeah, he just... And I like Sammy, and I've said it before.
Sure.
I really like Santana and Ortiz. Dustin just isn't another level. It's the experience, right? But he's so smooth, and a lot of people online talking it was that PWG style, six-man tag, sort of just spot after spot after spot.
It's a sprint. That's
which
what
isn't
it is.
Dustin's style.
No, not at all.
And he did it. His timing was better.
Yeah.
His timing with the Bucks were better than the Bucks' timing with each other.
Yeah.
Doing the flip off the apron, all that stuff. He's just such a better wrestler than those people, and he shows it to him all the time. And he's not a dude that wants to be a champion. He's not a dude that wants to be at the top of the company. He's just wrestling with his brother. He's there to back up his brother.
Yeah.
And he's wrestling good matches and doing what vets should do, like you said, make everyone look better.
Yeah.
But in that process, he's showing how much better of a wrestler he is.
He really is. Like, it showed, like, he's in his 50s, and it's just like, dude, he is just outshining these guys.
He's having fun.
Oh, you can tell he's definitely having fun. I like the little touch of, like, the boot tassels and thing, and, like, the patch. Like, it's cool. Like, whatever.
Fun.
Like, do that. I like it. But, he was awesome. You know what, though? Back to, like, the sound thing.
Yeah.
This isn't me nitpicking because it's enough of an issue that everybody online was like, what the fuck is going on?
It's terrible.
You know, like, to the point where, like, even an article had to come out today being like, oh, it wasn't like that on, like, the Fight feed. It was, like, the TNT feed only. Who knows how true it is, but whatever. Okay. But, like,
the fact of the matter is most people are watching it on TNT, and most new viewers are going to go on TNT to watch it.
Yeah. So
you got to make sure that shit's crystal clear.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Yeah. By the way, Dustin and the Bucks did get the win.
They did.
I like that finish. With, like, the double tombstones and Matt posting off. Or was it Matt? I don't know.
I didn't write it down, and I can't tell the difference.
Yeah, posting off of, like, the two to hit the senton. I'm like, that was pretty cool.
I will say, thing I didn't like, overall, how much of this company is based around the Young Bucks will always be a bother to me. It's a reason why I'll probably never fully commit to this company. It's just, I don't like them. I just don't. I've said it before, personally, and as wrestler, I just don't like them. And they're involved in everything. That bothers me. But also, the biggest nitpick, and it's a nitpick for everyone, so much so that Sammy Guevara went after some people on Twitter about it because everybody in AEW is super thin-skinned and can't handle Twitter.
Yes, they are.
Twitter criticism. But he goes to hit the shooting star, and he gets super kicked by both Bucks. And it looked cool.
Yeah.
But why was he shooting star when nobody was there?
Yeah, and like he released that alternate fan angle when it's
Yeah.
like, oh, Matt was there, hashtag fake news. I'm like, oh, you have been hanging out with Jericho too much, haven't you?
Yeah, like it's just it's the, well, we can do this, that's cool. It's like, well, does it make sense? It doesn't have to, it's cool.
Yeah.
And that stuff really bothers me.
I'm with you.
So, but overall, I'll always watch Dustin, and I don't know that I can give a thumbs down to a match that Dustin's in.
No, I'm with you. He honestly, he was so goddamn good.
Yeah.
Next matchup, you had Ray Phoenix going up against Trent, and sound issues were definitely still a problem because I didn't hear a goddamn Orange Cassidy pop last night.
Yeah, no,
Still a problem. Like the sound.
I thought they were going to do a lot more with them too, because they were advertising like on Twitter, on social media, like tune in to Dynamite to see the greatest wrestler of all time, and it was Orange Cassidy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I saw somebody made that like funny fan made video of like the Dynamite intro, but it's all Orange Cassidy spots.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I thought they were going to do more, but anyway, it's fine.
So this match goes 11 minutes. Phoenix got the win.
He did.
Yeah. Kind of weird.
I don't understand Trent's last 2 weeks now. Makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it's like a weird like start and stop in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like I've seen start and stop pushes before in like a month or two, but
and they're doing
weeks,
this
like,
across the board.
weird.
They're shifting back and forth.
It's 50-50 booking.
Yeah.
They're doing the same thing WWE
Yeah,
does.
that's one of the big things. Overall, I wanted to talk about it. Probably bring it up at the end of the show too. But like they're just doing what they say they hate.
Yeah.
They're starting and stopping, 50-50 booking. You had Trent beat Pentagon.
Yeah.
And then the Best Friends beat the Lucha Brothers. A shocker that they did that.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy crap, they're going somewhere with this feud and going to elevate the Best Friends. And now it's Trent versus Ray Phoenix for revenge. And then Phoenix pretty easily beats him.
Yeah, I know like Trent like had a little bit of a comeback, but like it didn't last.
It was a
long
good
at all.
match, and Phoenix did the stuff that he's really good at.
Yeah.
I still like watching that guy, but like at no point was I like Trent's gonna get this win too and have this like this Best Friends are gonna have this elevation of like Lucha Brothers are higher ranked, but we beating them back and forth
to move up the rankings.
Yes, which we'll get into later.
Yes, we will,
because they don't matter at all.
Not even a little bit.
So yeah, I don't get it, because then later in the show, Pentagon's now back in the program with Christopher Daniels, and like so the Trent thing was just a holdover. I don't understand. Makes no sense. So that's done.
Yeah, I'm like are you working two programs at once? Is that what you're doing?
I think it's the suffer from there being no overall cohesive creative. They don't seem to have anyone who reins everything in and like just make sure everything has like not necessarily a continuity but a consistency. There's no it's just everybody's doing their thing, what they think is cool, and somebody needs to be there to rein it in and be like, all right, well Trent won these last 2 weeks in these shockers. And then this week we're just not even really going to mention it because we're moving on to this. We're reigniting this Daniels thing, which is, I get why they're doing it, but that tag tournament's so far removed now.
Yeah,
and their tag champs aren't even wrestling for the titles.
No,
because Scorpio Sky's having solo matches, Christopher Daniels having solo matches, Frankie Kazarian's sitting on his couch somewhere, and like so. It just doesn't. It just is not making sense. It's not coming together to tell an overarching story of what's going on in this wrestling company.
Yeah, they're. It's weird right now. And I'm gonna bring it up because post match they had, Trent like go to shake hands. Phoenix refused. Mm-hmm. Trent runs wild. Would have been nice to hear the crowd, but oh no, let's do it during a picture-in-picture. Mm-hmm. What in the hell?
Yep.
Like, who makes these decisions? That and I'll bring it up again with something later.
Yeah.
But like the timing on these shows, especially this week, I was just like, who the hell did this?
NXT too. NXT went to commercials at really weird times too.
Yeah, I hate the timing, like the picture-in-picture. And whatever show I watch second, I fast forward right through it.
Me too. I have no interest in watching it.
No.
I don't have...
I'm not going to watch wrestling while listening to a Progressive commercial.
Exactly. I don't have a 60-inch TV so I can watch a tinier screen of what I want to watch.
Yeah.
And see Flo on 3/4 of the... No offense to Flo. You're great. Good
Shout
for
out
you.
Flo.
Shout out Flo. What's up? I know you listen. It's just not what I'm doing. So, cut to commercial break and have the wherewithal for the match to slow down, still entertain the people in-house, but... save your big stuff for when the TV's back on. That's typically what happens.
And like a spot like that where like Trent like runs wild and it's like a pull apart thing. Like,
they're doing some pretty big spots at the commercials this week.
That always to me is like that's a big crowd reaction thing. Like crowds love that.
Yeah.
Next up we have Tony interviewing Cody.
Yep.
I'm not going to go line by line or whatever. Basically, the gist of it was he doesn't know why Blade, Butcher, and Bunny attacked him.
Yeah.
I did like he shouted out Beyond Wrestling, though. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, there's Cody's little, hey, I like the Indies.
You know why he doesn't know why Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny jumped him? Why doesn't know why? Because we don't know why either.
Oh, and I'll bring that up because
there's 9 million different stories.
If you paid attention,
I thought I knew.
If you paid attention to Twitter last night, you found out why.
Yeah.
He basically just talks about where he's down in the dumps and now all of his friends and everybody, they're not around, which to me fucking screams, okay, Marty Scurll's coming.
Yeah.
Because when all those guys left Ring of Honor, Marty's thing was, all my friends are dead.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if Marty does truly leave Ring of Honor, which I know right now is the big topic in the wrestling world, I'm not going to say big, it's a topic.
Yeah.
If Marty leaves, he's going to AEW.
Yeah, of course.
Then he'd be silly not to. So I'm like, I wonder if Marty's going to come save the day. Kind of, it'll be crowd will go nuts for it. I think it'd be cool. I like Marty,
except for the fact that he pretty much looks exactly like he should fall in line with the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny.
Well, he's not the only one, but we'll talk about that. Basically, he throws down his car keys, this super expensive watch.
That bothered me because he's like, this watch, one in whatever, a gift from Tony Khan. Throw it on the ground.
Tosses it on the mat.
I'm like, I get it. You want the impact, but I'm not like, I bought you that watch. You're just gonna throw it around? That's weird.
Pulls out $50,000 in cash, hands a $100 bill to a little kid,
and that little kid did not understand.
No, the kid's wrestling.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's cool.
That was an empty briefcase. They should have stuffed some fakies in that. Should have filled that with some Monopoly money because that was 3 rows of bills in the middle of that briefcase.
Yeah, and he names all face Butcher and the Blade. You could even name my partner. Yeah. All right, Sting, you dumb ass.
I'm gonna go back to that. The reason why that briefcase looks so empty is because they can't rope off half of it like they can the hard cam side of the arena.
Oh, baby. You're razzing right
hate
now.
In my heart. Lots of hate in the heart.
I'm about it tonight. I like hate. He did call MJF a Bush League NWO version of Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that.
I don't understand it. I mean,
I don't know. It was weird. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. But I did like the part where he said, I knew you were a bad guy. I always knew you were terrible, but I thought you were my bad guy. That makes sense. I like that. Yeah. That he's trying extra hard to explain what didn't make sense in this whole program.
Yeah, overall, honestly, I did like the promo. I thought it was good.
It was good.
I thought he got his point across.
Dude can talk.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously can get a crowd behind him.
Yeah.
Especially that crowd.
Yeah,
for sure. But he basically says MJF said he'll never wrestle me. Hey, MJF, name your price. You know. Well, to follow up with that, because I didn't do fuck all explaining on TV.
Yeah.
On Twitter, they put out a 2-minute video of MJF responding, basically saying, "Oh yeah, you think I'm I'm not rich or whatever. I assure you this scarf is real, and I assure you I hired Wardlow. Oh, and I hired the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny. What's a few grand?
Yeah.
So there it is, right there.
Yeah.
You hired them. Why are we not fucking explaining that on television?
Well, and, being a wrestling fan, lots of wrestling fans came to the conclusion when they looked at it is that Allie was who's the Bunny now, was a victim of Satanist Brandy's hair club. And so it was like, oh, well, she's getting revenge on Brandy by hiring her goons, bringing her goons in to beat up Brandy's husband.
And that makes sense.
And that's why when Cody's like, I don't know what happened, she can be like, you ask your wife.
Yeah.
Because he's like, my wife's off doing her weird haircut and, beauty school thing. But instead it's this whole thing with MJF, whatever, it's fine. Again, they need someone to sort of rein in what they're doing, I think. But it was a fine promo. I get it.
But I just hate that. All right, you put out this video on Twitter. That's a key part to
this
this story.
Yeah, I don't want to have to look at other things to explain your storyline. It happens all the time. It's a big problem with a lot of movies. You go to see these big, sprawling, weird, epic movies, sci-fi movies, and they're like, well, we made this movie, but it'll make sense if you read the blog about it.
Yeah.
Then you'll understand why the things happen. And I'm like, no, the movie I go see, I want to get it explained to me in the movie I'm seeing. When I'm watching wrestling, we're all on social media. I get it. You can do little vignettes and social media exclusive stuff, but that's a big point of this angle.
Yeah, it's you know what? even if you put it on Dark next week or put
Yeah.
it on Dynamite next,
Yeah.
save it.
Yeah.
What's another
Exactly.
week? Like, why do you got to put it out right then? Like, it's just, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
On social media, do a 2-minute video or MJF response next week on Dynamite.
Exactly.
He has a big announcement, a big reveal from MJF that'll prove Cody does whatever, and then that's the thing.
Or and I'm going to fantasy book or whatever, spoiler.
Because we're wrestling fans.
They announced later that next week it's going to be Butcher and the Blade versus Cody, and they named his partner, and it's QT Marshall.
QT Marshall. The guy we already know from Cody Rhodes subtly buries the WWF that they're buddies.
Right there, though, it's just like, the shit is written. Just have MJF and Wardlow come out and beat you down and be like, I'm the one who hired them. Boom.
Yep.
Crowd gets pissed off.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know. I feel like the shit, like, it writes itself, but, like, they're not putting it together.
Also, like, again, fantasy booking, but if you're this evil tag team and you're going to pick Cody Rhodes as partner, QT Marshall's not like a small guy. He eats apples. He's not an over guy, but he's not a small guy. Why not be like, all right, I'm going to pick your partner. It's Marco.
Yeah.
Give him a partner that would not possibly stand a chance.
Yeah.
We've seen QT Marshall wrestle, and I don't remember if he won or not. He might have.
He's like a bigger guy.
Well, he's a big enough dude that he can be a professional wrestler and imposing. Like, give him someone who would not have a chance.
Yeah.
Or bring in someone from it's that kid you gave the $100 to.
Or like that Matt Nix guy, the jobber that you had.
Instead you're picking a wrestler that they've already established is on their roster. So it's weird. But whatever.
Yeah. Moving on though.
Do we have to?
I mean, we're going to.
Okay.
Well, they had that little Janela vignette where he basically talks about how he's not going to be put on the back burner and he's fucking crazy, and Moxley just comes by, laughs, and says, kids.
Yeah, because they're in the main event against each other.
Yeah, because Moxley's the best.
Yeah.
A new Dark Order video package.
Yeah, they murdered a guy.
Yeah, they kicked the guy in the face, and then they just rubbed their hands all over him.
Scratched that fat guy to death.
It was weird.
It was very weird.
It was a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, good. At least they're doing something.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know.
Listen, this is what I asked for, but it's not what I wanted.
Like, you boot a dude, and then you just rub your hands all over.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was,
I
don't know. In some circles, some might get pleasure out of
Well,
that. Not in this one.
As long as they don't ask him to name his 5 favorite cereals.
Oh, daddy. Next match, we have Leva Bates, you son of a bitch. Leva Bates going up against Nyla Rose. Minute 30.
Yeah, at least the librarians didn't get a promo. Next.
Yeah, well, not next. Not next. Nyla got the squash.
Yeah.
Afterwards, Shauna comes out and starts a big brawl with Nyla. And they picked the perfect time to go picture in picture.
Actually, you know why I said next? Because I fast forwarded through this and did not see it until I saw you tweeting about it. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, so they decide, hey, what's a good time to go picture in picture? Oh, I don't know, a time with another pull apart brawl. Oh, and I don't know when Nyla's gonna fucking powerbomb the referee through a table. Yeah, that's a smart thing to not have audio for. Because I don't know, crowds don't chant the words "we want tables" or anything like that. Like, again, timing, pacing. What in the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
That's a big spot. Crowds will go nuts for that. It puts Nyla over as a killer again. And then she powerbombs Shane on top of the ref. I'm the same way. If I was watching this second, I wouldn't even known about it because I would have fast forwarded right through it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I feel like there's other shit that they do on TV that, I don't know. And plus they did that, oh, hey guys, we're funny and we're going to do the cut to Adam Cole's girlfriend in the crowd spot with Britt.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fuck off.
And now they're doing it online, too. They're
I saw the Britt Baker challenge.
It's fine.
Fucking speed.
Whatever. NXT did that. They showed her. Who knows if they knew. I'm sure they knew who she was, or if a camera guy just saw a woman concerned. Obviously she wasn't backstage.
No, and I read a thing where, and I mean, fucking take it for what you will, where Tripp's he saw it and he goes, oh my God, why did we just do that? He said that, and he goes, I feel terrible for her because we don't mean to do that. Again, take it for what you will. Yeah,
exactly. Take it for what it is. But again, we're not in competition. There's just 2 wrestling shows, good wrestling shows. But we're going to take another dig right at them. Yeah, which is fine. I want them to do that, but I want them to own that they're doing it.
Yeah, save that shit for being the elite.
Yeah,
don't fuck.
Take the digs, but own it. Yeah. Say we're taking digs.
Yeah, just fucking say it. Next up, we have Jericho coming out for his you're not going to want to miss what Chris Jericho has to say.
Yep.
And I was just like, the whole promo, I was just like, oh, okay, there was nothing of importance. Except for, he hyped the set was 12,000 bottles of the bubbly in 1 week. Good for you, brother.
So, listen, I thought this was funny.
Oh, it was good. I
liked it.
It was good. I'm not, shitting on him. I'm just like, it was really good.
I have the list of people who'll never wrestle again here, and I would like to go over some of them.
It's not a list.
It's the lexicon.
Of Le Champion.
Of Le Champion. That's not what lexicon means. But we'll let him go. He found a new word. So before that, the funniest part in the whole thing is that when Luchasaurus said Marco Stunt was small for his age, and then Jericho said Marco Stunt's small for any age. Hilarious. Again, I love Marco, but that's funny.
Yeah.
So then the lexicon of Le Champion. So this is basically people that will never wrestle Chris Jericho again. And it's Jon Moxley and Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks. And he has Jon Moxley peppered throughout here.
Of course.
Shades of the 1001 moves that he knows, which was a classic. I mean, it's one of the best.
Things ever.
But then, so after the Young Bucks, he has Papa Buck, Uncle Buck, and Buck Owens. And then Hangman Page, Dallas Page, Page. But the funniest thing for me was, one of the funniest was Scorpio Sky, Too Cold Scorpio. And don't tease me, Too Cold Scorpio.
Yeah, damn right.
And listen, I'm not gonna say anything. It's all allegedly. I'm just gonna hint at this here. But if Chris Jericho's into what I think Chris Jericho is into, he might want to give Too Cold Scorpio a call.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then Kenny Omega, Kenny Ortega, Kenny Shields, Kenny Chesney, Kenny from South Park. Then he made fun of people in the crowd. And then Evil Uno, Angry Dose, Hateful Trace. The dude's funny.
He is. He's hilarious.
I'm sure he has people writing for him at some point. He's probably not coming up with this stuff himself.
No.
But it was funny. I enjoyed it.
I got a little pissed off during the promo.
Okay.
When Luchasaurus came out and he grabbed the mic.
Yeah.
And he fucking roared.
Yeah.
I wish he would have just roared.
And then he was like, yeah, me too. Because then he's like, actually, I'm a nerd. I'm a big, tough dinosaur, but actually, I have a master's degree in something that I don't remember what he said. And who would have thought that they'd give dinosaurs that degree?
I mean, I was laughing when he said dinosaurs, we've been marginalized for 65 million years or whatever.
Yes.
But he would have just stuck with the roar. Mm-hmm. It's so this is how fucked up my mind is. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, it's the zombie from ECW, the first episode on Sci-Fi, where he just roar. I was like, I love this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He should have just done that. But anyway, Marco stepped up, and then all of a sudden, he's like, oh, Jungle Boy, I don't know, I'm Chris Jericho, and I get to call you a piece of shit on live television.
Yep. Everybody but Dustin gets to say the shit word.
That's bullshit to me.
Yeah.
Jericho smacked him, said, you wouldn't last 10 minutes with me.
Mm-hmm.
And what Jungle was like, you wouldn't last 10 minutes with me.
Yeah.
They all brawl. Jericho Hager go packing. So they announced Jericho and Jungle Boy on December 18th.
Because having 0 wins in AEW gets you a title shot.
Now, is this for the title?
Yeah.
It's for the title? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, then, it's bullshit.
It's insane.
Just because he comes out, slaps somebody, and goes, he got a title shot. At least it made sense with Scorpio Sky. He pinned him. That's cool.
So
New Japan rules.
It's maybe this is the best place to rant about it. Maybe it's not. But why have the rankings? They've said forever that wins losses matter, right? Why have you're going to give somebody who's never not a single match, not singles, not tag team.
Nothing.
He's won nothing. Gets a title shot. I understand whatever. Jericho is the champ. He could do whatever he wants.
And I think in pulling back the curtain, brother.
Yeah.
I hope it's Jericho being like, hey, I want to make this dude.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's
Jericho.
That's what it's for.
Wants to work with the younger talent.
Yeah.
But it's just at this point, the champions aren't wrestling. The tag champions haven't been there. Rio hasn't been on a show in 2 weeks.
No.
And so what's the? And we'll talk about it more, how that gets shaken up in the next match. But,
sure.
These champions, you have number one contenders. What's the point if the champions aren't even on the show or wrestling people who are on the rankings? The Jungle Boy's not even ranked. It's just such an odd thing. It feels like maybe they're afraid to do stuff or not ready. They're trying to slow burn it to get things going, see where everything lands, and then they'll start being serious with stuff. They're trying to get through the year, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird. And I'll talk about it more later, too, because there's a couple more things that are very similar. But it's just a weird thing. I don't get it. Whatever. I'm fine with the match. Let's see the match.
Yeah, I think it's cool, but, I'm with you. Where's this whole ranking
You're only doing 4 pay-per-views a year, so you're only going to have your champions defend on pay-per-views? That's going to be real weird. Yeah. And the thing that everybody complains about the WWE that you weren't going to be was that Brock Lesnar defends that title once a year. Yeah. Whatever it is. Your champions aren't defending shit.
Yeah.
So...
Next matchup, we had Hikaru Shida.
We did.
Going up against Chris Statlander.
Yes.
When they announced this during the week, I was like, fuck yeah. I'm like, I can't wait for this. This is going to
Shida's my number
awesome.
1. Statlander's been super impressive.
Yeah, so match was awesome.
Great, yep.
Statlander got the win.
Weird.
In 8 minutes.
Yes.
Which my response was, whoa, what the hell?
Yeah.
It came out, I guess, that they have signed her.
Yeah.
Which I've been... trying to boast a couple weeks. As soon as we saw her, I was like, "Yep, sign her,
definitely."
Because she kills it on the Indies. She's gonna kill it there because she is awesome. Yeah. Shida loss was definitely shocking.
Yeah,
they obviously have I think they obviously have plans for Statlander.
Yeah. So 8 minutes is a good length for this match. It was a good match. They got everything they needed to get in.
I thought they worked really well together.
And again, I like Shida, and this goes to my previous point. She's number 1 contender. Rio's not even on the show. Yeah. And I get, once you make number 1 contender, you can lose it. You don't get number 1 contender, your next match is for the title. That's not how it works. I understand. But as of right now, they're not giving anyone any consistency anywhere in the top. They're not pushing anyone. And Statlander's super impressive. So what to me it looks like is they're like, oh, Shida's really good. She's come out as this standout. We're going to give her that number 1 contendership, really let her kind of climb, and she's proven herself. And then Chris Statlander comes along, and they're like, oh, she's good too, though. But we can't push them both.
Yeah.
We got to now we have to sacrifice the one for this other person we want to go with, and especially now because after this match, Brandy wants to involve her in Brandy's gothic satanic hair club.
So we're going to talk about this. I fucking don't want to, but afterwards, Brandy and Kong come out. Brandy has a microphone, talks about. Yeah. We are the Nightmare Collective, an extension of the Nightmare family. Mm-hmm. Apparently, the Nightmare family is like Cody and DDP, and it used to be MJF and Brandy and whatever.
Half of them are heels, half of them are faces.
Yeah.
There's no heels or faces in
There's not.
AEW, but...
basically says that they do what the others won't do.
Cut hair?
Like, what are you talking about? Like, you haven't fucking done anything yet.
Not make sense. That's what they've done.
They basically say they want Statlander to join.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you hear this weird screeching saying, I love you, Brandy, blah, blah, fucking blah. It's somebody in the crowd, which we find out the name is Melanie Cruz.
Melanie Cruz.
They didn't say it on TV, but you learned afterwards.
The internet, ladies and gentlemen.
She just offered her hair.
Yep.
And Kong cut it off.
Yeah.
So you have the Dark Order, which is already doing this. Join us. Join the Dark Order.
Yes.
The website, joindarkorder.com.
Yes. And they're scratching
weird
fat guys to death while he cries.
Then you have...
I'm a fat guy. I can call other people fat.
That's true. Then you have Brandy. Mm-hmm. Join us.
Yep.
Like, hey, we're kind of weird and gothy too, so join us. So I'm like, okay, so you're repeating what they're doing... But then you're shaving heads, so this is also the Straight Edge Society. And I saw people online be like, this is nothing like it. And I forget who it was that tweeted. They're just like, okay, like you have a devout pledge in the crowd who comes out and offers their hair and gets it shaved bald. Yeah, nothing like it.
Nothing.
If you've never seen the Straight Edge Society, that's exactly what the fuck it was. Mm-hmm. Just go back and watch. It was actually really good. But yeah, listen, I enjoyed it because that was the time when, if you watch certain documentaries for Phil, there was a woman who said...
I would never.
I mean, I did. It was a good documentary. Where Phil was like, told a story when they're like, yeah, we were at a house show and some lady said, you are not Jesus Christ, you will repent for your sins. And he looks back at Gallows and said, we got him. So, yeah, though, anyway, like, it's... the same fucking thing. And, like, I understand, like, that was on TV, like, I don't know, 9, 8, whatever many years ago, but still, like, why don't you pull from something a little bit further back if you're going to do it? Because immediately...
Just come up with your own thing.
And, like, immediately, like, I wasn't the only one who thought it, because I looked on Twitter and everybody's like, oh, it's fucking straight edge society. That's all it is. So, god damn it. Next week, they announced Butcher and Blade versus Cody and QT Marshall. Also, Bucks versus Santana and Ortiz in a street fight.
Okay.
That's going to be... And my logic is... They better come out wearing jeans with knee pads. Yeah. That's all I know.
Fight on the back of a moving truck.
Dude. So did you see that thread that I
posted? That's why.
Dude, I if I fuck up the Twitter name, I forget. I'll find it eventually. I think it's like Gorilla Monsoon, or it's like Monsoon Tapes or whatever. Yeah. And he posts these fucking threads. They're the best. Yeah. Next match, we have Pentagon versus Christopher Daniels. This goes like 9.5 minutes. Daniels nearly fucking killed himself.
Yeah, he beamed himself.
Yeah, when he tried doing that springboard moonsault to the outside, and he missed the ropes.
Listen, he's a very old man.
He was old way back.
He was.
When he landed on his head, I'm like, oh no. Like, please don't.
This was a guy who was like behind, like backstage in the segments and beyond the mat.
Yeah, literally. Oh my god. So Pentagon got the win.
Sure.
Is that feud done?
I have no idea what they're doing with any of them. It's very weird to me.
Well, it was weird too because like Phoenix came out and like distracted the ref or whatever. I was like, "Where's like the rest of SCU?"
Yeah, it's weird.
Why aren't you out helping?
I told you because Arian's on his couch.
That's true.
Yeah.
So then they have the little Butcher and the Blade promo.
And the bunny. The bunny did all the talking.
Yeah, don't. I apologize. So we have our third goth stable.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing?
I don't know.
Like, and they basically said like, oh, like we're sick of seeing Cody, so we're gonna cut the head off the snake.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, if you watch the promo online, MJF's like, yeah, I hired them. So I'm like, fuck, guys. Like,
they have no creative direction.
Continuity. Let's
it's
fucking
just, they're all
stick
over
with
the place.
And go
There's
with
no
it.
consistency.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
I'm super excited to see Andy Williams, though.
Sure.
Because that dude's
I like Andy
awesome.
A lot.
And I listen to a lot of Every Time I Die this week, and damn, that boy can play. Main event time.
Yeah.
Janela versus Moxley.
2.
Yes.
And I'm going to talk about this.
Electric Boogaloo.
Okay. Here's the thing that AEW is doing that I don't like. And I don't know how they fix it. Maybe they sign more people. We're 10 weeks in. And they're counting these dream matches, these head-to-heads that we never thought we'd see. And they're numbering them all. We got this one as a 2. We got the Pac Hangmans. We got the Kenny Pac. I did Pac and Pac there. That's what I do. I'm covering all my bases in case which one is right because I never know. But so like, what happens in the next 5 weeks? And you're like, Hangman Pac 7. And it's like, they're not special anymore. In the last 10 weeks, we've had 2 Janela Moxes. Like, that's just... your roster has... Do you get more people and that makes it better? Like, you can stop doing this? They're not special attraction matches when in 2 months we've seen it twice.
Well, and my thing was, and I thought it was such like a bad, like, oh, well, this one counts because the first one was lights out. I'm like, motherfucker, people aren't stupid. Like, they watched the match. Yeah. I love the match. It was great, And I laughed, too, because they're like, oh... I think it was like Scalper said like on commentary, like, oh, in the early days of AEW. Yeah. Dude, you've been on TV for 10 weeks. Yeah. Like, you've ran, 2 shows before you got on TV? Yeah. Like, what are you talking about?
To me, it just screams that they're only really willing to do stuff with 6 or 7 people.
Yeah, and, I get that. You want your pillars. Yeah.
And you don't... Yeah. You're also, you've... Whatever you've done to Tony Khan to get... whatever dirt you have on Tony Khan to get his money to back you for this, whether it's his own vanity project, whatever it happens to be, I get his maybe hypothetical, theoretical distaste to signing a bunch of people and having them sit at home. Yeah. WWE has that luxury. WCW had that luxury.
Oh, did they ever?
And it ended to the downfall of that company. It's a new company. They're trying to build all that up. So they don't have that roster of like, we need a good match, we need a new match, let's bring this person in to wrestle this, let's see what other matchups we can get. So they're repeating a lot of matchups. They have a lot of wrestlers they're not using. Sunny Kiss is over, and they're only using them on Dark. They do have other wrestlers.
Orange Cassidy. Yeah, Chuck Taylor isn't wrestling singles matches, but Trent is. So, they certainly could change some of these matches up. I think they know, particularly with losing the ratings so bad last week, we got to put something special together. People want to see these guys kill each other. But, it's at some point, it's getting very close to already not being special. You can't do Pac Hangman again. You can't do Pat Kenny again. Even like Lucha Brothers Young Bucks, that's already run its course.
Exactly. And they're doing Santana and Ortiz Young Bucks again.
Yeah.
So you gotta find a way to broaden this stuff and mix things up. And the stuff they did with Trent wrestling the Lucha Brothers. If you wanted to work with that, why wasn't Chuck also doing it?
Yeah. Why didn't Chuck wrestle Phoenix this week?
Mix these matches up. Otherwise your roster looks really small. And we're seeing the same stuff over and over again. And you're not gonna do Kenny Hangman. You're not gonna do Bucks Kenny because they're buddies. So you have everybody's now sectioned off into a stable. So now they're eliminated from wrestling their stable mates. Inner Circle has 5 people. Hagar hasn't wrestled a match.
No.
So those 5 people are only gonna mess with these 5 people, and they're never gonna wrestle each other. It just really closes off the potential for these shows where we're gonna get rubber matches of whoever. Yeah. It's going to be weird.
Yeah.
You're going to get the Emi Sakura, 7th match against Shauna, and it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Even if they're good. And this was good. They're both, Moxley, Janela's have been good. But I don't want to keep seeing it. There's only so much they can do to keep it good. Eventually, even if it's a good match, it'll get stale.
And I'm with you on that. Absolutely. Shout out Janela with the Danzig tights.
Yeah.
That was cool. Again, when Moxley came into the arena, though, it's like, the dude he's fucking over. He honestly, I know, you're trying to build Cody and Bucks. Mm-hmm. That dude might be the most over guy they have in the company, honestly.
And clearly, with Jericho on his lexicon saying Moxley over and over again, they're going to build that. Moxley's going to beat Jericho for that.
He has to.
Hopefully sooner rather than later. Really Next pay-per-view.
Yeah. So Moxley goes over Janela here about 10 minutes. No surprise.
Nope.
They fucking killed each other.
Great table spot.
Yeah, it was. You know what? This is one of those where I was like, I think production fucked up, but they benefited from it.
The camera angle?
Yeah, because you didn't see him coming. I was like, I like that. That was cool. Janela, he got his, he had, that fight in him, but again, it's just Moxley's too much.
Yeah.
He's a goddamn Terminator. Post-match, Jericho comes out with the Inner Circle. They just stare down Moxley. Mm-hmm. Same thing Mox did last week.
Yeah.
That's it for AEW.
Yeah. So before we get to we're going to do the match later, right?
We'll do our stuff later.
So with AEW, I just want to say as a closing statement, I covered the week-to-week consistency thing. I covered the why have champions, why have rankings if your champions don't wrestle. The one thing, and we've mentioned the picture-in-picture commercial breaks and how we fast-forward through them. I wish in my life that I loved anything as much as JR loves throwing to that commercial. It is his favorite thing. He very openly loathes most of this talent.
Oh, he can't stand
He is not into the style of wrestling.
Not at all.
He hates that the guys are undersized. He wants the big guys.
More
he wants that style.
Schiavone loves it.
Yeah, Schiavone's having the time of his life.
Yeah.
JR, clearly miserable.
Yeah.
This week, I guess, during the show, he was going after people on Twitter who were criticizing his commentary.
Of course.
But man, does that dude get happy when he gets to throw to commercial and commercial. That is the top of technology to him. Don't show that dude a cell phone. Don't show him FaceTime. It'll blow his mind. But man, when he's I get to throw to commercial and commercial. Don't go away, folks. You'll be able to see it on a smaller screen.
Picture in picture.
He loves it. He loves it. And I wish that I had love for anything. I do. I mean, obviously, I love my wife and lots of other things. But man, does that dude loves throwing the picture in picture.
Yeah. Real quick to kind of put the cherry on top here for AEW. I completely agree with you. I feel like we're 10 weeks into TV, and it's like, I don't know, have you kind of hit a point where it's just like, we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know, like there's certain shit that they are building.
They're not building to a pay-per-view. What are
we building to? It just seems like a lot of just, let's just get through this week. All right, we'll address something next week. It's, I don't know.
Well, you could do special shows on as your regular episodic thing. Clash of the Champions used to be a TV show, wasn't a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So like you can do that kind of stuff. And so, you have Bash of the Beach coming up.
Yeah.
If Vince allows it.
Well,
and,
maybe.
Like you can make that a very special show and say it's all championships on the line and build up to all that kind of stuff. And they're just not. They're just kind of treading water.
Yeah, I felt especially with like the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I was like last week, I'm like, all right, maybe it's a bit of an anomaly, whatever. Yeah. But then this one, I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and with the way they seem to run their creative, where they let everyone have so much input. One of the reasons why you can't build anything is because people are changing their minds left and right.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So
we're going to move over to the USA Network.
Yep.
For NXT.
NXTizzle.
You for shizzle. you watched this one live.
I did. Much to my regret.
Hey, I gave you the option.
You did. That's true.
That was dealer's choice.
Listen, my wonderful wife, Michelle, none of you really know me, but for those of you who do, she loathes professional wrestling.
Loves professional.
Hates.
Secretly loves.
Passionately hates. But it's kind enough to...
Except for Jushin Thunder Liger.
She does love Jushin Thunder Liger. And Asuka.
Yes. And Kairi Sane.
But to see, we still hang out and we watch. She graciously sits next to me and watches wrestling and trashes it, and she's hilarious. Even like, so she picked NXT because she was like, that's the most non-offensive to me. So we're gonna watch that because she hates AEW's production quality, and thank God she didn't watch it this week.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
But so she picked NXT, and about halfway through, she was like, "This is boring. I can't even do this," and she left.
Oh,
I didn't.
We need to have her on one time.
She never.
She
never will.
She
was on the end of the episode. I almost got beat for it.
She needs her official debut.
She does.
So first things first. We see Morrow. Happy to see the dude.
Morrow's back.
I'm gonna.
I was happy for 10 seconds.
Happy to see him.
Yes.
See is the.
I'm glad he seems to have it in order.
Look at the adjective. See. God bless you, Big Kev.
I was glad to see him. There was some rumor that he might not be back this week, which would have led to me gear up another rant at Corey and then me trying again to bait him on Twitter to fight me.
Shit.
Because I just wanted to get in a verbal battle with the guy and prove to him that I could be shittier than the wildest dreams of his shittiness.
That's true. I've seen you be brutal, my friend.
And so good to see him back. I'm glad he's happy. I'm glad he's got some things in order. Hopefully he's in a good state of mind and he's healthy. And now because he's back and because I know he doesn't listen to this and I don't work for the same company that he does, I wish he would shut up.
Again, adjective, C.
Oh, man.
So we start the show.
He's back.
Killian Dane's in the ring, pounding on the mic. I guess he was supposed to wrestle Damian Priest, but Priest, I guess, got pulled. He has a rib injury.
Oh, thank God. I don't mean, not thank God the guy's hurt. I don't want anybody hurt, but man, is he not on my TV? That's perfect.
Yes. So we have Killian Dane open challenge.
Yep.
Of course, Pete Dunne's going to answer it.
Of course he is.
So this goes like almost 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Dane beat Dunne.
Yes.
I thought it was good.
It was good, but I have an issue.
Hit me with it.
I'll tell you why, and it was a shocking issue because it's Dunne, and I like Dunne, and I think Dunne's very good and very smart professional wrestler. Dane worked the knee on Dunne. Dunne had the knee hurt. Selling the limp. Commentary sells the limp. Knees bad. Superplex. No knee sell. Springboards. No knee sell. Moonsaults. No knee sell.
What a fighting spirit.
And then when it's over, right back to limping.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And I get it. People do it. It's what wrestling has kind of become.
The art of the sell is not...
Dane is a large man. Yeah. Larger than Dunne. One little sell on one of those moves not working out would have added so much more. Just going for the suplex and the knee giving out, doing something, and instead he went on, and it wasn't even like one move where he ignored it. Move after move after move. So that was not a major issue. I still thought it was a good match. I really liked the finish.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was different.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need to hit a finisher to win a match.
Exactly.
That's what I like.
They were on the top, like middle, second rope, top rope. Dunn had the sleeper on Dane. Dane passed out and fell backwards. Stayed on top of Dunn.
Yeah.
Dunn was passed out and they counted the 3.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I will always be a stickler for selling, continuity and selling, tell the story. You know, I've seen too many Jake Roberts matches to let your bad psychology go away.
And also, fuck that crowd for trying to shave your back at Dane. Fuck you.
That's the first thing I pointed out was those shoulders.
Are you kidding me?
It's handsome.
Yeah.
That's my dude.
So we go backstage. We have that little Dakota Kai promo just saying that, she's going to take out Rhea tonight because they have a match, and that she is the one who took out that hood rat, Mia Yim. Those are some fighting words.
They are.
Next up, we have Undisputed Era in the ring. No Bobby Fish.
Nope. Neck injury, they're saying.
Neck injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't want to put it on TV that the wrestlers get concussions.
Yeah, he got his brain scrambled.
Yeah, neck injury.
Yeah.
They basically, we're having a great month, whatever. Keith Lee, you're a jerk. Yeah. Whatever, Bauer, you're also a jerk. So now we're on, they call out Bauer. Out comes Lee. Crowd's, hyped for him. Basically says, I'm just deciding which one of your titles I want to take first.
Yeah.
Big pull apart. Ciampa comes out. We're going to continue.
Yeah.
Again, I kind of liked, I think it was... I think it was commentary put over Roddy's performance last week. I was like, all right, good on you guys, because he really had the best performance.
Maybe I was in a bad mood. I didn't think I was. I did have a really weird day yesterday.
You want to talk about it?
No, not here.
Off air?
Maybe off air.
On Brett's Depression?
Brett's Depression. Next episode of Brett's Depression. Check iTunes. So, again, maybe I'm being too nitpicky. Maybe I'm not. This is the thing that bothers me. Probably doesn't bother anybody else. Undisputed Era gets beat up. They get chased off. They left their belts in the ring.
Yeah, I think that was done on purpose.
It was so that Ciampa can pick it up.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah, I mean, how many times, though, have you seen,
the belt.
The champ with the belt and then they're screaming, give me my belt,
Don't leave the belts.
I get what you're saying, but...
If you leave it in the ring, then you're going to leave it in a Longhorn.
Oh, Jesus.
And then
it's always the long game with you son of a bitch.
There's going to be a big, huge problem. With Twitter, the police are going to be involved, then they're not going to be involved, then they're going to say they were paid off to be involved, and then they're not involved. And then you're going to have to take a stupid gimmick picture at a Longhorn making fun of how stupid you were when you left the belt somewhere.
Stupid or intoxicated? Allegedly.
Both?
Allegedly. Yes. Or high.
So, yeah.
Allegedly.
Just it's a pet peeve of mine. Take the belt with you. It's your belt. It's very precious. Ric Flair didn't leave the belt. I mean, probably did, but
we're gonna have to go back and watch.
We're gonna go back and watch all the Ric Flair's title runs and see if he.
I literally have zero problem with that.
See if he ever left the belt behind.
Can't wait for that podcast. Next, we shoot backstage to the true shooter of NXT, Xia Li.
Yep, true shooter
going up against Shayna Baszler.
Listen, they like her. I like her.
Yeah, I mean,
sub Xia Li.
I mean, that's her girl.
That's my girl.
Next,
I dig her. Breaking noses, man.
That is true.
She better watch them kicks. No, that's...
Because Shayna, again,
I was like, oh, who's she working? Oh, no.
Yeah, Shayna will give her the old Vader ease up.
Yeah. He ain't kicking Shayna Baszler in the face.
No.
For real.
No. We get a good little video package on Kushida. Like, just, hey, I broke my wrist. I'm in about 2 months.
Yeah.
Here's my adorable family. I'm like, yo, that baby's cute as shit. Like, that's a cute baby, Kushida.
I was looking at the time and realizing we had one match in 40 minutes.
Yeah, that is true.
That's a little ridiculous. But they make up for it because then they had like 19 matches.
Yeah. So. They really backloaded it. Shayna versus Xia.
Yep.
Again, glorified squash. Shayna wins in 4 minutes.
I thought Xia looked strong for her part, and then Baszler looked dangerous. Like, looked like a killer.
I'm with you. Like, I agree that's the way it looked. Like, I knew Shayna's always going to win. She's not going to lose.
She doesn't have a flashy style. She's very much that I'm a legit murderer sort of professional wrestler.
And, like, I get, like, you want to keep her strong.
Yeah.
Because Rhea's coming up. That's the big.
And Xia did pull in kicks a little bit.
She did.
She was
I would have liked to have seen like her give her like a little more though. But again, I I don't know. I know like Xia, like she's been winning on TV, and then she goes up against Shayna, lost. All right, now she's gonna go back down the pecking order. Yep. When's she gonna be on TV again?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we might not see her till next year now.
That's true. And it is a shame. I legit do like Xia Li as a wrestler.
Yeah. Speaking of wrestlers,
I like her more as an Instagram friend, but
speaking of wrestlers that you like, Cassius Ohno shows up. He calls. Yeah. So he calls. I'm sorry. Calls himself the wrestling genius, apparently. Mm-hmm. I also refers to himself as the best British wrestler in the world.
I'm going to refer to him as something.
So he said, oh, yeah, Worlds Collide's coming up. Which Worlds Collide? That is going to be the version of TakeOver Royal Rumble weekend, I think, where it's NXT versus NXT UK. Which I feel like I should probably start watching NXT UK, but nah.
No.
But he's there to see if anybody wants to fight tonight.
Mm-hmm. I don't care.
Do you want to move on?
Yeah.
All right, I'll move on.
We're going to have to talk about him in a little bit anyway.
So next match you have Forgotten Sons going up against Adrian Alanis and Leon Ruff. Shout out Leon Ruff representing the straight edge, my friend.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
They are both from Evolve.
Okay.
They just got murdered.
It was squash.
Murdered in a minute 20.
They squashed by a tag team that's not good.
And here's another controversial opinion. If you kept their matches, the Forgotten Sons, to sub 2 minutes, and they squash dudes that are smaller looking, and they look like they're the fucking Steiner brothers.
Yeah. So basically,
for it.
So if the Forgotten Sons didn't have to wrestle,
exactly. That's
you would like them as wrestlers.
Picking up what I'm putting down
because they're bad.
They look. I mean, like them like murdering like the smaller guys. I'm like, oh, they've been watching their fucking Road Warrior tapes. It seems.
Yeah,
I mean,
great.
they're good, but still, I'm like, okay, they look like they're murdering these guys.
Yeah. They're watching their Road Warrior tapes like Dana Brooke is watching her Ricky Steamboat tapes.
Well, she is the Ricky Steamboat of this
Ricky
generation.
Steamboat of her generation. That is true.
That
is you are correct, sir.
Dude, Christmas is right around the corner. Wait till you get the Dana Brooke gift package.
Oh my God,
can't wait. Next up,
I hope it. No, I'm not even gonna say it. Go ahead. Let's move on.
All right. I mean, floor's yours.
Nope. Move on.
All right.
Move on.
All right. We're gonna move on.
What was popping in my brain was some of the worst shit I could possibly say out loud, and I'm not gonna say it.
I can't wait till we're off air.
Not gonna say it.
Dakota Kai versus Rhea's up next.
Yeah.
Dakota comes out to the ring with the knee brace again.
That Dakota Kai video package was amazing.
The thing was that I loved about it, it was just like they're like showing it and then they zoom out and that's her entrance video.
Yeah.
And you could hear like they even have the audio of Tegan like screaming. Yeah. I'm like,
that's awesome.
Hell yeah. All right, that's cool. So Rhea comes out and just like, oh, like you set us up well. Speaking of a setup, and out comes Mia Yim. I was like, that was a weird way to do it.
Awkward.
Mia just came out and just beat the shit out of her.
Rhea has a hard time on the mic sometimes.
Well, I think it's
what she needs to develop still.
What do you have against New Zealanders?
Nothing. I'm just saying she needs to be a better talker.
Why?
Because sometimes
she was fine.
She stumbles over sort of what needs the emphasis and sort of
she
has a hard time with the flow of a promo.
I get what you're saying. She's also like 23 years old.
Yeah, no,
it'll come.
Some just develop.
Yeah. So Mia just beats her down. Mia kicking her in the face wearing Tim's and wiping the Tim off. I was like, you get it.
I liked Dakota Kai's gear that she debuted at War Games. I like this heel gear.
Yeah.
It works.
I'm cool with heel gear.
Heel gear.
Wear dark. You're a heel.
Do it.
So Rhea's kind of laughing.
Join a goth stable.
Oh, God.
Start a goth stable.
What if they do?
Call yourself the Rabbit.
Oh, fuck. Get your own butcher and blade.
It's the knife and the deli guy.
I would totally buy a deli guy shirt. Which we're going to talk about buying shirts at the close of this show, my friend.
I meant to do what we were talking about.
Oh, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So Rhea's kind of laughing at her plan all coming together. Out comes Shayna and her squad. Rhea put up like a good fight against them. I thought they're like making her look kind of strong still.
Yeah.
Eventually numbers catch up. I did like the visual of like them holding her arms out so she couldn't fight off the choke anymore. I was like, oh, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But Shayna says, all right, like you think you're tough, whatever. You want a title match? Well, so do I. December 18th. Mm-hmm. We'll talk why December 18th is like the big night in wrestling coming up. Finn Balor package, whatever. Next up, we got the Bro.
The Bro.
Going up against your bro.
Oh.
Cassius. Oh, no.
Okay, let me go back for 1 second before I get into that, because I do want to bring that exact thing up. Why say there's a mystery partner if it's just going to be Dijakovic?
Did that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
with an unannounced partner, and it's just Dijakovic. Of course.
Well, it was funny because it was like, you boys ready to go?
Yeah, your boys ready.
I was like, yeah, who the of course. It's
exactly.
him.
But anyway, let's get into Cassius Ohno versus Matt Riddle.
Oh no.
Yeah. Most accurate.
Oh no.
Entrance music in the history of professional wrestling. Because when he comes to the ring, I also scream, "Oh no!" Like, I can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't. Listen, I have a long history of watching Chris Hero. I have a very limited history of watching Cassius Ohno. But from way back,
you didn't love his first NXT run?
Listen, you know this about me. I didn't watch any of that. I'm sure I've seen a few, but I have a very long history from Chikara shows and all other stuff, Kings of Wrestling stuff. One time I really enjoyed the stuff that he did.
I think that was the last time I honestly really enjoyed him was Kings of Wrestling, because that shit was good.
Yeah, but that's Cesaro. Cesaro's great.
Well, yeah.
And his work in Chikara, I was pretty active going to those shows, and so I have a history watching him. He's not good. He falls back to the same old stuff he's always done. He did the cravat, and I was like, oh, still doing that, huh? All right. And I get it. We mentioned Kevin Nash on this show all the time, and Kevin Nash had the big boot, and he did that forever.
You say.
He did the square up, the target, and then the elbow.
You're not counting the hair flip.
No, the hair flip. You're right, the hair flip. Now, he did them all the time, and I love him. I will never say a bad word about that man.
Best professional wrestler to ever exist.
But Hero is another dude. Cassius. Oh no, hits me the wrong way in a lot of ways, as a wrestler and as a human being. But man, do I not like watching him wrestle.
Yeah. I'll say this first. Riddle beat him in like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
They made it a point for like Riddle's 4-0 against him.
Yeah.
Not their best work.
Yeah. And I like Riddle a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, I know people rave about the shit they did in Evolve together. I didn't watch it. I still don't watch Evolve. With Hero, Ono, whatever you want to call him.
He's going back to the UK. He's going to be in those Worlds Collide on the UK side.
Yeah, I like the Kings of Wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
If you even want to go back a little further, I liked, when it was CZW versus ROH in Cage of Death. You want to go back a little further, I guess, the stuff with him and Punk and IWA Mid-South, that's some classic indie wrestling shit.
Yeah.
I never got Chris Hero.
I was never the biggest Hero fan. I've seen him wrestle good matches, but he was never a dude that I was like, hey, all right, this guy I want to watch. I never sought out watching him.
Yeah, I never, I know, people love Chris Hero, and that's cool, dude. If you like Chris Hero, more power to you.
Yeah, go for it.
But for, all, and I was
go to WWE shop, and you too can own an ill-fitting basketball jersey.
Oh, shit. I'm going to sound I don't want to sound like an idiot, but it's just, for all of the wrestling that, I've watched and you've watched, and how long, that guy's been around that we've been watching, for me personally, I just never cared. I was never man, I really want to watch, this Chris Hero match. Outside of, a couple matches, stuff he did in PWG with Danielson was good, but,
I'm shocked he's still...
That's 12 years ago now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was gone for a while because Trips was like, hey, hit a gym.
Yeah, well...
And he did the opposite. Yeah. But, I mean, again, if you like Chris Hero...
who you
good
like.
On you.
That's fine.
But, I don't know. I never got him.
He doesn't... I don't think he works. It just doesn't work in the WWE style. I don't know. Not a fan.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And I think at this point, the less said, the better.
Just his entrance music screaming, "Oh no," is just so funny to me because I'm like, "Oh no." Oh no.
Next up, we have the returning Kushida.
Yeah.
Love Kushida.
Yep, love him.
About to go up against Raul, the Lion Mendoza. He comes out for his entrance, turns around, and by God, did Cameron Grimes stomp him through the stage.
Takes the cave in.
I was like, that looked cool.
Yeah.
I was like, again, that's
Greasy.
That's cool.
Greasy's back.
And he's just like, you're wrestling me now, Kushida.
Yeah.
So, and I liked it how like the commentary too was just like, wait a minute, is this official?
Yeah.
And like the rings bell, like, all right, yeah, it's been made official because it's just like, oh, that was quick. Speaking of things that were quick, Kushida got the win in like 4 minutes.
Yeah, it was really fun. Way too short.
I like though that they didn't have Kushida like hit his finish for the win. It was just cradle. I'm like, that's cool because it's his first match back, and Grimes is no pushover.
No, and it's. I hope they're not just going to turn Grimes into that. I think he has a lot of potential. Like, I think obviously you want to push Kushida back up using a program with Walter for God's sakes before he got hurt.
Yeah. I'd love to see a Kushida Grimes promo. That'd be a good
I don't
program.
know how Grimes still has a shoulder after that octopus
that
hold.
was gross.
Like, that moved in a way it should not move.
Yeah.
I was like, does he have a trick shoulder? Like, I even watched it a few times. I'm like, does he have a trick shoulder that he's letting him do this? Because that thing went completely reversed.
Yeah.
I've only seen a shoulder go that direction one other time in my life, and it was at the parking lot at the Electric Factory when my wife beat up a dude.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, she did.
It was the coolest moment ever. Michelle's the coolest person to exist. I tell her that all the time, and she doesn't believe me, but she's the coolest.
She's also tore off someone's shoulder, so
yeah,
that was cool. It was good.
Fucking Danzig.
I wish it was more because they both of these people, Kushida and Grimes, can wrestle, and maybe they'll bring something of it. But I wish if they're not, I wish this went a little longer because I think it would have been really good.
I agree with you. I think it's good to get Kushida back in people's eyesight, though, because I think that guy's the best.
Yeah.
They say next week, Cruiserweight Championship match, Leo versus Angel Garza.
Cool.
Which I'm like, all right, Garza, he had that controversial finish where his foot was on the rope, whatever. Also, Mia Yim, Dakota Kai.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool. Stories are built. We're going to have the match because of it.
Yeah.
Main event time.
Yep.
Undisputed Era versus Dijakovic, I can't say his fucking name, Keith Lee, and Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
So I watched AEW live.
Yeah.
I switched over because I knew that there was like an 8-minute overrun. I watched the 8 minutes like live. I went back. I was kind of sick of wrestling, and I didn't watch this match.
Really? At all?
No.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. I was like, part of me was, I'm like, I know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
But, like, I've been seeing this same group now, and
so
I don't know. I was just at the point where I was just like, I just don't want to watch it right now.
I'll walk you through it.
Yes, please. Thank you.
So I went on Twitter about this because when I watch wrestling shows, I watch the clock. They're talking about this match. They're getting ready. It's quarter of. It's coming up. And I'm like, quarter of? This is a 6-man tag. 15 minutes. I know there's an overrun. There's also entrances. Only the one team comes out together. The Lee, Ciampa, and Dijakovic come out separately. So there's 4 entrances we got to get through. The Undisputed Era has to go until they get the boom. So the match officially starts at 6 minutes to 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Now, there does end up being about a 7-8 minute overrun.
Yeah.
But that's still, for a 6-man tag, 15 minutes. Main event.
Yeah, well, I have here, it went officially like 12 minutes.
Yes, not a ton. 2 minutes in, they went to commercial, so they aired all the entrances, started wrestling. 2 minutes into wrestling, they went to a very long commercial break.
Yeah.
Pisses me off. NXT had terrible commercial breaks this whole show. Really just weird times, doing that same stuff, hitting big spots during commercials. Super weird. Match was fine, but like you said, you're right. We've seen this a lot already.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything necessarily different. Dijakovic did a dive where they definitely did not catch him.
Oh, dude, I watched that live.
Yeah.
Like when he hit the ground, I went,
And then, so knowing the time they had, I was like, there's going to be a run-in. This match isn't going to officially end, or there's going to be some sort of interference, because that's what happens when it's short on time.
Sure.
So I was right. Balor comes out. They do a bit of a ref bump, and then Lee gets the pin Cole.
Well, I thought it was cool like that. It was that cool visual of Balor in the corner.
Yeah,
and then Lee popped up. I was like, all right, that was kind of cool.
Yeah. So then, it was fine. It was good. What it is, those guys can all wrestle, but we've seen it before. It's similar to what my complaint with AEW, getting the same matches. We've seen this. So the special feeling is gone. It was good, but I've seen it, so it doesn't even register as that good anymore.
Yeah, and I think that's where like it hit for me. I was just like, I just can't watch this again now. I'm at the end of my 3 hour, 4 hour, whatever, and I'm just like,
I'm dragging.
I was like, I just don't have the stamina to watch this.
I had texted you because I had actually fallen asleep watching the Daniels match.
Yeah,
and you told me to go back and watch the Moonsault, and I did, and I stayed up for the rest of it. But it does start to drag a little bit. So then they announced next week is Balor versus Ciampa versus Lee for the number one contender.
I did see that
because they're strapping that rocket ship to Lee.
Yeah, because December 18th. So not next week, but the week after.
Debuting? No.
Oh, I fucking wish. It's going to be Cole versus the winner of that match for the NXT title.
Yeah.
So that's the end of...
That's a good shot of Cole losing the belt on that show.
Honestly, that's one where I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
Especially with Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Like, what's the last image you want of NXT for the year? Somebody new holding up the belt. Because I also think Rhea's going to beat Shayna that night.
Yeah, you think so?
I think they're going to...
You think then they have Ciampa chase Lee? Ciampa works a little better as a heel.
I think he does.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know. We'll get to that eventually, yeah.
I think Lee would be better off chasing Roddy.
I agree with that because those two have good chemistry.
Yeah.
Ciampa Cole is a fresh match. Mm-hmm. So maybe you go with that.
Ciampa was champ before he got hurt.
Balor's not winning. I think it's going to be like Gargano comes out and screws him.
Yeah.
Type deal, maybe.
Okay.
But
yeah,
well, we could speculate.
All
right. So that was the end of NXT.
It was.
So I'm going to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
What? Mercifully.
Okay.
What was your favorite matches of the night from each show?
Mm-hmm.
And then which show did you like better?
All right. So, man.
I'm
AEW.
sorry.
Since we started with AEW, my AEW match, much to the shock of no one, is Statlander versus Sheeta. I like both of them a lot, although I wish Sheeta had won. That was the best match there. NXT is much harder for me to pick. I've sat with it for a day or more. Both of these shows are kind of duds.
Yeah, I know we spent a lot more time on AEW, I feel, but do not get it twisted.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy NXT either.
I'm having a fun time talking about these shows.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about, a lot of nitpick, a lot of stuff that popped in my brain because I was bored with the wrestling.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to be a little nice and not completely shit on everything. Yes. But I don't know. I didn't think it was good.
No.
And I kind of made me feel like in my personal, I've been watching a lot of wrestling because I've been sick and just laying in bed basically. And I've been watching some old quality shit.
Yeah.
Like Can-Am Express versus fucking Kobashi, and I always forget the dude's name, but he's like the Japanese dynamite kid. Kikuchi, that's it. From All Japan 92. I've been watching random WCW 97 stuff, like Regal versus Ultimo. And I've been just seeing some really good shit.
Yeah.
And then when I get something like we got last night, again, we hit that main event and I was just like, I don't care right now.
So the opposite of that, and I'll make my pick in a second here, is that I don't watch any other wrestling really. I'm not watching New Japan because it's tag league.
Yeah.
They got my boy Ishii with Yoshihashi and I ain't doing that.
No.
So I don't watch, this is all the wrestling I watch. It's... and that's not true. I've been watching Starrcade 95 in bed, but watch it. And it's New Japan versus WCW.
It's amazing. When I leave her, I'm going home to watch it.
I feel the same way. So it's not an overload of wrestling. It's just that it's 2 weeks in a row that we've got kind of duds. They're listless. They're directionless. We're getting good stuff that we've already seen. So with all that being said, my NXT match it's Kushida Grimes. It was super short. It was barely a match, really. But Grimes with the taking out Mendoza with the cave-in was real good, and those two seem to work really well together.